There's really not much worse in this evil world than when you're scrolling away on social media and then all of a sudden, boom, the most egregious, diabolical, and personally curated to piss you off spoiler hits your feed. Spoilers, leaks, the like, they suck. Basically everything leaks, like movies, games, national news. And I think it's normal to want to know something early or like be excited for something. But between entire scripts leaking on Reddit, entire HD 4K quality movies leaking on Twitter, and just the people who go through insane measures to get any picture on a set, spoilers are unfortunately insanely common. And believe it or not, it's not just a couple of losers ruining it for everyone else. I'm not sure why you wouldn't believe that, but movies have their own enemy to worry about. And it happens to be their own fucking marketing team. Marketing teams nowadays literally put like everything they have on the table just in an attempt to get you in that theater. And it's gotten to the point where, like, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm even slightly interested in a movie, I completely avoid all marketing. Exception to that rule is obviously the Batman Part 2, because that's going to be peak. But trailers nowadays are literally just the entire movie condensed into 3 minutes. I once heard somewhere that there was like a study done where people only really go to the movies if they know exactly what they're going to get. And that adds up with the complete and utter attention span crisis that we're going through right now. Like, I'm sad to admit that I actually feel really productive when I watch a full movie. Marketing for movies nowadays is really insane. We usually get some sort of Twitter post about teaser coming tomorrow. And then the next day there's the teaser. And then a couple weeks later, trailer 1, then 2, then 3. Then every time you're watching YouTube, you get a short little ad for it. I wouldn't even mind all that, but it's like, stop telling me exactly what's gonna happen. But at least the marketing team is spoiling shit for, money. Our other culprit, the aforementioned losers, they just do that shit for the love of the game. And if you can manage to dodge spoilers, you're definitely not dodging the leaks. Movie leaks are by no means a new thing. Movies have been leaking for a while now. Back in 2014, The Hateful Eight by Quentin Tarantino had its first draft of its screenplay leak online before release. And in the same year, The Expendables 3 leaked online, except this time it was the entire movie in HD. And apparently almost 2 million people watched or downloaded it. And considering the movie bombed in theaters, that's kind of a lot more than I would think. The movie was produced by Lionsgate, and they blamed the leak for the failure of the movie, but I personally just blame it on the fact that Lionsgate produced this movie. In 2003, the Hulk movie was leaked online only a couple weeks before it came out. The studio attributed the lackluster box office performance on the leak, but I gotta cut him some slack there. I think the Hulk is possibly the worst superhero to be leaked without any CGI or sound mixing. Like, talk about a bad first impression. Like, that shit must have been awful. And finally, and probably most infamously, there was an MGM employee who leaked Star Wars Revenge of the Sith in its entirety only 24 hours before the movie came out. He actually ended up going to jail for it too. And a movie leaking only 24 hours before it comes out, I can't really tell if that's better or worse for the performance and the reception of the movie, but it still sucks for the creatives nonetheless. And of course there's plenty more once you get past like the 2010s and into the 2020s, but we'd be here all day. But the point is, it's been happening, it's happening now. But with the rise of social media, it's getting insane. Apparently it's not enough for these people to just release or leak something early. They have to purposely spoil it and ruin everything for everyone. I really don't know what it is, if they just can't wait or they think it's funny or it's just for shits and gigs, but that's all shits and no gigs, because that shit is not funny. Like, whatever happened to wanting to be surprised by something? One of the best parts of seeing a movie is that feeling you get at like a cool twist or a big moment, or for a superhero movie, an unexpected cameo or something. And speaking of modern superhero projects, Marvel. Spider-Man more specifically. Spider-Man fans gotta be one of the worst offenders of this, besides one that we'll get to. As a normal, functioning member of society, it's really hard to be a fan of this character. Like, do you guys remember when No Way Home was coming out? It was actually torturous. Like, I got no problem with theorizing or picking apart every millisecond of every trailer, but purposely spoiling every aspect of the movie as soon as possible is absolutely deranged. I mean, this movie never really stood a chance, though. If I remember correctly, I think Jamie Foxx put up an Instagram post confirming the 3 Spider-Man like years before it even came out. And the fact that Mr. Spoil his own movie over and over again, Tom Holland, is the lead of the film. But the point is, it could have still been a surprise. It's hard to even wrap your head around the fact that there is a universe out there where you went into that theater and were completely shocked by that. And that is a universe that I would want to live in. But no, instead I lived in a universe where I had to filter keywords on my social medias and pretty much completely delete my YouTube app. All because I wanted to experience a movie the way it's meant to be shown. And it hurts to say it, but with Brand New Day, the new one, it's kind of happening again. Or not kind of, there's countless things now. If you've been following the production of Brand New Day, unfortunately you know everything there is to know about this movie against your will. And I'm not going to get into it here, obviously, but essentially the plot, characters, locations, new suits of the villains, all the villains, and the cast is all out with no trailer yet. Like, I get Spider-Man is hugely popular, probably the most popular out of any superhero besides Batman, but like, come on. Like, can we just relax and wait for the movie, or at least a trailer? And speaking of the trailer, that's out already. Not by Sony, of course, but by some employee somewhere secretly recording on his Leapfrog camera. Like, I love how that's our first exposure to the first Spider-Man movie in like 5 years. But yeah, no, Sony is definitely at fault a little bit, considering their marketing team goes into hibernation until like 2 months before these movies come out. Like, for their biggest movies, they market so late for it. And for the movies that like nobody wants to see, they completely try to pretend like it doesn't exist. So of course people are going to take it into their own hands to get more information. But as I mentioned before, we have one other offender who has got to be the worst. And that is the fans of The fans of Invincible are the whole reason why I made this video. I kid you not, I was watching a video on TikTok about meal prepping chicken, and someone asked for the time and temp on the oven. And what do you know, in the replies, there was a massive spoiler for season 4, which comes out in like a month. I kid you not, I literally put my phone aside and started doing laps walking around in my house, just trying to pretend like I didn't see it or it can't be real. I don't wish that feeling on my worst enemy, really. I think I literally took a shower because of it, like just to wash it away. And I love Invincible so much, which made it hurt so much more. The show is just so good to me, and I purposefully avoid the comics. I haven't bought them. I want to read them, but I also don't. I just want to experience the show for what it is, and then maybe after it's done, I'll pick up the comic. But also, that comic's kind of intimidating. I saw it at the store one time. It's like the fucking Bible, dude. But yeah, no, there is no one on this earth more malicious than an Invincible fan who has read the comics. Like, genuinely shut the fuck up. These are not little slip-ups or like, oops, I accidentally said it. Like, this is purposeful shit. Alright, I'm getting too angry, but still, you guys know. Like, this fan base just has a weird hard-on for spoiling shit. It's really to the point where I think the creators of Invincible have to have noticed by now. I mean, they made a joke about how long it was taking in one of the last seasons. Which, by the way, I don't know how I feel about that joke, to be honest. Like, it was kind of funny, but like, also like, lock in, bro. Like, we need some more seasons. I think it's just around a 1 year in between seasons, which is kind of perfect. However, it does help that they changed the story like pretty drastically from the comics, to my understanding. Again, I haven't read them. But yeah, fuck Invincible fans, man. All in all, I think the way social media works plays into it a lot too. Like, if you're a fan of X superhero, you're gonna get more content about them, so inevitably when some dipshit decides to spoil everything, you will be the first to lay your eyes on it. So nowadays, when you go to the movies, good luck feeling literally anything in that theater. Because with the amount of screen time that we all probably get, there's just nothing you can do about it. And if I was like a smart, intellectual, critical thinker, I might tell you that this all boils down to our need as a society for instant gratification and our short-term dopamine addiction. But I'm not, so someone else can make that video essay. But yeah, that's all I got right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want more. This is my first video on this channel, so if you're here, you're early. And I hope you stick along. I just like to have fun with these videos, and yeah, so see ya. Peace.